University of Texas at Arlington. Home of the Mavericks. Home of an athletic program that is striving to be the best. Witness the drive and determination as we push boundaries and aim for greatness. This is more than a game. It's our legacy in the making.
We kind of joke amongst each other all the time because we're a fairly young staff. Like the notion of flipping over rosters, we flipped over 11 guys this year. And now it's kind of like, you're around the clock. The business is different. It's a crazy game, but at the same time, like I tell people all the time, this is not what I dreamed about when I was a little kid, wanting to be a college basketball coach. But it is what it is, and you got to roll with the punches.
I knew Coach Pope for a few years now. He was recruiting me before I got hurt when he was at Portland. So coming here was pretty easy.
He's a Portland kid. It's a really small place. He's a really loyal kid, confident about who he is, despite his quietness. Just was already kind of naturally who we are as a program. Now, obviously, you got to come out of his shell sometimes a little bit, but for the most part, who he is as a basketball player, he kind of naturally was already who we were looking for.
At first, I wasn't gonna play basketball. Like I almost quit when I got hurt. But, I just kept on going. Got back and I was like, yeah, this is what I love. I know my family. This is what they want me to do. That's what I want to do for them, so they don't have to work anymore. So I could provide for them for the rest of their lives and my life too. Everybody in my corner, they just told me if I just kept on working, I could be something special.
I felt like I've always had a chip on my shoulder my entire life. I feel like that's the reason I play so hard. And
Brody also has a healthy chip on his shoulder. Some people, you say you have a chip on your shoulder, but they kind of go about things the wrong way and feel like they're slighted. He has a healthy chip on his shoulder. I think for Brody, it was just like he's naturally the kind of player that we appreciate. He's one of the toughest kids I've ever coached, and I've been fortunate to coach some really good ones.
I've always thought that I was the best player on the floor every time I step on, and if you don't feel that way, then that's a problem. I was D1 before I went JUCO, so coming back, I felt like I just had more of knowledge of how much harder I needed to work, what was more at stake, and what I felt like I needed to strive in just to be the best version of myself. So yeah, Garden City, I'll say it was an experience. It was a culture shock. Out in the middle of nowhere. I've always been in Houston my whole life. I think it was the best thing that's ever happened to me. I used basketball to just kind of get away from everything, whether just going to the gym in the morning, going to the gym at night. I just kind of used it to kind of get me through, I would say.
He comes from a really good family. A lot of support in his life.
My parents always go to all my games. I mean, you'll hear my mom all year. You'll see my dad stressing on the sideline. But my older brother, he like carved a crystal clear path for me. My father, Dan Robinson, he has been nothing but great to me. I'm so thankful for him, and he more than he'll ever know. I think building relationships is just being around people, and we're around each other so much. We live together, we hoop together, we go out to eat together, and I think that's the best way to build a friendship and relationship with the teammates is just spending time together and really just having a good time.
I feel like we just been able to really bond on outside the court first before on the court. Like we hang out every day in the training room, in the apartments, in the lofts, no matter what we do, we try to do it together.
So in terms of meshing, when you have a bunch of kids like that mesh well and are unselfish and selfless as humans, the same thing kind of shows up on a basketball court. Coach Turner has this thing called the 5 H's, and I want to say we started a little bit earlier this year, just to make sure we got through everybody and everybody knows everyone's story.
What are the 5 H's?
Your history, your hopes, your heartbreaks, highlights. Did I say heroes yet? Yeah, heroes.
Yeah, I'm excited. Every day in practice, we collide with each other. We've been getting ready for this, so now we finally get to go against somebody else.
I'm looking forward to seeing the fans there November 4th.
November 4th starts it all, so season will be upon us soon.
And the energy, the discipline, the standard to be bigger, faster, stronger, it starts within the weight room. I looked at the year that we had success and we had a really, really good strength coach here. And I remember calling Allison and just saying, hey, listen, I don't know what your plans are, but we'd love for you to be able to come and spend some couple of years with us here and helping us build and be a part of the vision that I want here for UTA, for our women's program.
Strength and conditioning was kind of like a byproduct of my athletic career. So grew up playing basketball from like 8 to 18. I did detour into track and field. So I did track and field when I was an undergrad, was able to, compete at a high level, was on the circuit for a little bit, went to the Olympics in 2012. Strength and conditioning was kind of the thing that took me over the hill. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have, the length. I'm only like 5'11", you know what I mean? I'm competing against women who are like 6'6" and just taking up the whole circle just because they're just large, And for me, I had to find ways that I can make up for where I lacked. As my track and field career started to kind of come to an end, I had a little back injury that I was kind of fighting with. I wanted to, one, learn it so I knew it. I wanted to teach people the way and the right way to do things. And I wanted to make sure that, I could do that with as many people as possible. Yeah, so I met Coach Wright when I was applying for the position at Vanderbilt. So I was a strength and conditioning role with women's basketball. So I came in, did my interview, really tried to convey my vision to the staff and what I wanted to do. And, luckily they took a shot at me. And, just from there, I just really just looked up to her ability to teach, not only, the staff members that she was around, but the players as well. So even seeing that here, like, that's never left her. You know what I'm saying? She is an educator at heart. And she's gonna put you in situations to be successful, but she's gonna teach you, she's gonna correct you, she's gonna make sure you're doing it the way that it's supposed to be done. And if not, she's gonna check you on it, but she's gonna check you out of love, and you're gonna know it's genuine. Yeah, the players, I think it might have been a little bit of a culture shock when I came, but I think they enjoy it. I think they're starting to feel what it feels like to actually put your head down and grind something out and get the result at the end. I feel they trust and respect me, and it's mutual. Like, if I tell them to do something, I'm expecting them to do it, and they do it. They expect me to come in every day and work my butt off for them, and I'm gonna do it. So that mutual respect is really important, and knowing that my job is to put them in the best situation possible to succeed. Just know every moment, every time of the day, no matter what you're doing, you're stacking. And the goal is to keep stacking until we reach the sky. So that's what we're about to do here.
I think it's been a really fun season. It's obviously the numbers speak for itself, but I think for me it's been really cool because the growth in physically and mentally and the way that they see the game and the way that they're playing the game has been something that's really cool. And I think as a staff, it's obviously really cool to work with JT, and we talk about a lot. We see the game differently because we all have different experiences in how we were as a player and what we like to work with. And so I think different viewpoints as coaches is how we have kind of different things to say to each athlete. They've taken on a different mindset this year than even before, and I've just seen a lot of growth. And even from freshmen all the way up to fifth-year seniors, they're continuing to grow, and I think that we're seeing more success.
The first-place Mavs are 16-2 and 6-0 in WAC play, having swept their past 3 matches. The team's continued growth has played a major role in the success on the court. The Mavs have kept the mindset that the next match is always the most important, and that message continues to come through the team's leadership.
I think part of the thing that I love so much is even if you have the majority of the same people on the roster, every team is different, right? And year to year, you expect you expect pieces to come back and you expect things to be the same. We've added some pieces and leadership is a big thing, and I think we've seen that continue to grow. Our roster's 15 deep, right? Everyone has a role and everyone plays a part, and I think roles change, and with our group this year, people have accepted their role and done a really good job in that. Maybe if you're not a starter on the court, how can you make the people on the other side of the net better? We want all 15 to be better, and we want practice to be tougher than any opponent that we're ever gonna see. The way we put it and the way that JT puts it is each match is the most important one of the season. It's the most important match of your career and your life. And so I think that's how we attack it, is you can't overlook the opponent that's right in front of you. And we know that we've put ourselves in a position to where everyone wants to beat us and you're gonna get everyone's best shot. And so every match, you have to treat it the same and you can't look too far into the future.
The fall season for UTA men's golf is now complete, and veterans Michael Chevalier and Cameron Beck see the fall as an important period of growth and development as the Mavs now prepare for the spring season.
You know, I don't think anyone really played how they wanted per se this fall, and we definitely got up to a rocky start going into the spring. But our last tournament, we picked up some good momentum the last 2 days to lead into practicing this off season and going into the spring, and I think a lot of people got good confidence from that, and then given our qualifying scores and time away from tournaments, we were able to build some confidence and work hard. So I think we're all ready going into next semester.
I like to encourage, especially the freshmen, because when they don't make a tournament, it's kind of a rough start for them. So I always encourage them to keep practicing and doing what you do to prepare yourself to be on the top 5. And I feel like stepping in as an upperclassman really helps them and builds their confidence.
Yeah, let's do it.
Head coach Logan Golding sees a lot that the Mavericks can build on as the team transitions from fall to spring competition.
Yeah, we have a great group of guys. They welcomed me really quick, and then it's just a learning process. It's learning each one of them. Every golfer is different. Got to learn their strengths and weaknesses, and it takes time, and you don't always see them all right away. Some of them flare up in tournaments, some of them you do see right away, but yeah, they've been great. Been extremely helpful to me. I'm new to the area, so they're teaching me a lot. I just want them to be more aggressive. It felt like we were pretty tentative all fall. I don't know if that was nerves with a new coach, which can happen, just nerves coming into the fall season, whole new team. Most of these guys didn't play much last year, so a lot of new tournament nerves. But yeah, I just want them to be more aggressive and play more freely. It just went really quick. Didn't play our best, but there were some bright spots that we're looking forward to for spring.